Okay, nice to see you again, Fred. So this next one is don't make friends. So this is your one that you're particularly keen on. So tell me more, Fred.
Yeah, I am keen on that one. So let's just put this in context. People who know me have probably heard me have a bit of a rant about the whole people buy from people thing, and it's just a load of nonsense. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
interesting. A
exactly.
lot of people say that it's still people buying from people.
Right. Let me just position this then. It is still very much a human interaction that we need, but do we actually have to be friends with people, as in best friend forever type stuff, go to the pub together type stuff, go on holiday with each other? I just, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. People think it's a good idea because they've heard that people buy from people, and they've made that assumption that the closer we are on that kind of interpersonal level, rather than more of a business level, that's what's going to give us success. So
Right.
if they've heard this advice, it's bandied around a hell of a lot.
So what
Yeah.
you're saying is that most salespeople think when they hear people buy from people, that means they've got to be best mates and friends and really close.
Yeah, and they hear that, like, no trust type thing. So if people like you or they know you, then they'll start to like you, then they'll start to trust you, just because you are now liked and known. I mean, again, I think we talked in other sections, haven't we, that trust can be built in different ways. It doesn't have to be that it's your best buddy. And actually, it's quite sad, and I hope they aren't listening, some of my mates, to this, but a couple of them I wouldn't trust too far. In a nice kind of way, if you're listening, guys. But no, it's, I think there's another element to it why people think it's a good idea, which is that people are going to share better information just because you're mates. Like, I don't think that's a prerequisite for sharing good information.
Yeah, no,
You
good
can
point.
you
Yeah.
can earn the right to do that from your professional capacity. Like, so I wouldn't talk to my mates about financial stuff. I talk to my accountant about it though. But
Yeah.
actually, that's more of an illustration. My accountant happens to be a mate from the rugby club, but that's by the by. It's that kind of thinking that we just need to get over. I think that's where we start to see the flaw in this thinking.
I do like it actually, Fred, because I do agree with it as well. And I often use an example of an IT director mate of mine, happens to be a mate, and I know other salespeople have been trying to approach him. And I know his style. He's really busy. He's got a full social life. And what he says that really pisses him off about salespeople is them constantly asking him out for lunch or dinner. He doesn't want to socialize with the salespeople. He's got a full enough life, but that doesn't mean to say he won't spend millions of pounds money with a salesperson. But people then think, oh, just because he says no to lunch or dinner, he doesn't like me, therefore I'm not going to sell to him, which is crazy. So I do
It,
agree with you, actually.
it is, and then the time and effort is spent on trying to build this very personal rapport rather than more of a business one.
Interesting.
Yeah, and which, funny enough, you just made me think of a mate of mine who's an IT director as well. He doesn't want to have a personal relationship with people.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's
Yeah, I
a classic
understand.
IT director,
So
to be
you're
fair.
different.
He's a bit of a
You're
robot. No,
thinking,
oh, I hope he's not listening either. I could alienate so many people
I
in
know.
this one, couldn't I?
Your mind will recognize who he is. So you're differentiating between business and personal rapport. So tell me why you think the thinking is flawed. People
so,
by people.
that's one element. I mean, just not being a sort of a lifelong bosom buddy doesn't make you any less credible. It's just, it might help, but actually there are other ways in which we can do this that we'll chat about in a sec. So trust and friendship don't necessarily have to be that closely intertwined.
Okay.
Yeah, we can build a business rapport because we kind of earn the right and we do things which make people think, yeah, I'm good. I want to work with this person. Yeah, so don't want to go out beers with them, don't want to go on holiday with them. Yeah,
So they
don't
have
need
to
to see
like.
them at the office.
So interesting. So they have to like working with you. So they want to do business with you, make it easy to do business with, but you don't have to like the person as a friendship.
Yeah, and like the idea of the business relationship and sort of tick that box, but it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be utter mates. And the other thing is that I think there is a danger that we end up then focusing on one person and really trying to build this friendship rather than saying, actually, in a more complex, sophisticated sale in business to business, there are a lot more people involved. And if we're trying to build those levels of relationship like that with so many people, it's really going to slow us up.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that it doesn't necessarily work, and the personality styles across that broader group it isn't going to be relevant to them all anyway. So that's where the thinking is flawed for me,
Yeah.
and where we want to be looking at doing other stuff.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. So we look back at the people you've done most business with. Some of them, would I want to go out for coffee with them? Probably. Lunch or dinner? Probably not. But I've worked with some of those people for 10 or 15 years. Not you, obviously, Fred included.
this is great. We're gonna have to
Great
delete so much
therapeutic.
stuff out of this, aren't we? But
Okay.
no, but
So what should we
but-
do instead then?
well,
Fred?
let's see what we've done with these people. We've made it easy to work with.
Yeah.
We've made it that they want to work with us
Yeah.
because it's made their life easier. It's easier to buy. We're delivering stuff that they are recognizing as being useful, and we're doing that, you know, in a confident way that they can be confident in as well. Yeah. So
So as long as you're confident and you've got mutual respect for each other and business rapport, actually that's enough.
Mutual respect is a great way to describe it. Yeah. You know, I talked about, you know, friendship isn't trust, and then maybe people heard that and think, well, hang on a minute, well, what are you going to do? How can you build trust instead? And you know, the trust equation, you and I have spoken about this a number of times, because it's such a good way to focus in on those things that make a difference. So the
Absolutely.
trust equation is based on credibility. Yeah, so knowing your stuff, if you like, reliability, doing the stuff you say you're going to do, intimacy, so being not close up best buddies, like I say, but safe with information that you want to give me. If you want to give it because we need to share that, because this is how we're going to work better, I'm a safe pair of hands with that. Yeah, it's not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to do anything with it which isn't right. And all of that, when we look at that trust equation from David Meister, it's underpinned by this self-orientation. You are genuinely doing stuff with somebody else's best interest in mind.
Yeah.
You are not doing it for yourself.
Love
Yeah.
that.
So you can look at those elements and start to behave accordingly. That is going to build trust. That is going to work. That's going to make a good business relationship that people are going to be very, very comfortable with. And we don't have to go off partying till the early hours at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Now, you might do as a result of it. And actually, I could point to lots of relationships with people I've worked with that actually we are good mates as a result of stuff that we've done.
Yeah.
But it was never the intention or what had to be for us to have to work together.
Yeah. So mates may happen sometimes, but this focus on people buy from people tend to focus on being friends and mates with them, as opposed to focusing on the stuff in the trust equation.
Yeah.
Which is actually a great way of getting people to focus. So credibility, obviously intimacy. What was the other one? I always forget the second one. Credibility,
Reliability,
yeah. Intimacy divided by self-orientation. Yeah, both of you love David Meister. Makes
and
sense.
again, I'm not saying there isn't a relationship. There absolutely is. We make contact, we have conversations, we're human, we're personable, we're all that good stuff to be able to understand them better. What are they trying to achieve? You know, what are their KPIs? What does the business need them to deliver? What do they want as individuals? What are their hopes, goals, aspirations? I mean, yeah, we are going to get quite intimate in that way. We're going to go quite deep if we can. But again, I suggest you don't have to be best buddies. Yeah. So it's very much do make the effort to build the relationship, to go deep, to understand, to build lots of bonds and understanding, if you like.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be on that friendship level. That's what I'm saying on this one.
You don't have to be mates, and it's pretty unlikely you are mates as well, actually, because you can still have some good trust and credibility without being mates.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying on that one. So yeah, good level relationships. If it does happen, great. I'm not saying no, I cannot be your friend, because it will make you unprofessional. I've seen that, and that's a bit weird. But it's not go with the objective of being friends. It's the objectives of being useful, if you like, or delivering on what they want, what they need, and I've got to understand that to be able to do it. Yeah, that will be received far better.
Absolutely.
And probably quicker as well.
Absolutely. So all those salespeople need to stop making friends. Don't make friends. Focus on what the customer needs and focus on the trust equation.
That's the fella. That's it.
Brilliant. That's great. Thanks a lot, Fred. I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much. I'm off for coffee and I'll see you later.
Cheers. Enjoy that.